Welcome to the Prospect Warehouse podcast. This is your host, Tim Kanak. You can find me on the X at Fantasy Aceball. And today we have the three amigos, all three of us. What? And we got Doc from a hotel. Totally, I'm not going to blow where he is because he's working, but he's in a hotel. He's on active duty right now behind enemy lines. You can find Doc on the X at Doc Eisenhauer. And we also have, of course, the master himself of MLB Data Warehouse, Jon Anderson at Jon PGH. What's up, my homies?
Hello.
This whiskey, this is a local whiskey. I'm here in Portland, Oregon. I'm not supposed to tell anyone. But I got some weird whiskey here. Pendleton whiskey. It says true Western tradition. It says it's bottled by Hood River Distillers in Oregon, but it's a product of Canada. I don't know, man. All I know is that it's Christmas season.
Yeah, how does he?
And I'm ready to give you the gift of prospect knowledge.
He's in another state, in a hotel. He's got his whiskey and a Santa hat, like no problem.
No questions asked. There's also a dead hooker in my garbage can, chopped up.
The glasses earlier did have a little bit of the cigarette. Yeah, that would help.
Should I be surprised by any of that, or because I'm not?
No, not those ones. The actual glasses. How many pair of glasses? Yeah. Okay, he's got 2 pair of glasses sitting around.
Yeah, I totally almost brought a pair of shades myself to Tim Dillon this one for whatever reason. But
this is an electric look. We're gonna rock this from now on.
I love it. Keep it on.
Can't see the screen.
Keep rocking on around. You got the total Miles Michaelis package right now. I'll give you that. Cleveland Guardians. That's who we're talking about today. Cleveland Guardians, top 20 prospects. And number 20 is a guy who's recently drafted John's favorite types of guys because they have very little data. And when I say his favorite guy, I'm being very facetious. Did I say that right? Facetious.
You got it.
Yes. Journalism degree active. So we got Aaron Walton, number 20. Aaron Walton was a second rounder from the Guardians from Arizona this last year. At Arizona, the dude rocked a 320, 437, 589 slash. So pretty killer with 14 bombs and 19 steals. Excellent season. But I'll tell you, as a fan of the Cardinals who picked Chase Davis, who also had a killer season from Arizona, I am not buying the college stats from Arizona college guys for whatever reason. So he's number 20, even though he did okay. And 16 games, he had 6 steals and a bomb. And Doc could probably pull up a little bit of that score data on him. There's probably not a lot here for Aaron Walton. But what do you think about Walton, Doc?
Oh, gosh, dude. I was looking up at other players who weren't Aaron Walton. So just to clarify, no relation to Luke Walton, the Los Angeles Lakers legend. But, yeah, low A so far, looking at his numbers here. I mean, I don't know, man. It's
here he played 70 plate appearances worth of games. So,
yeah, it's tough to say. But, I mean, I don't know. It looks like he's willing to steal bases already. This is a guy who is 6'3", 220, though. So it's kind of exciting that he's stealing bases relatively efficiently. We'll see if that can hold. Yeah, it's like we'll have to see what that strikeout to walk rate can hold up. There's just I don't know much about this guy, to be honest with you, bro. But yeah, in college, Arizona, 14 home runs with a metal bat, 19 stolen bases. I don't know. I'm intrigued by his size though, 6'3", 219. I mean, maybe you can argue that it's concerning that we're not really seeing much pop already, but clearly, like this is a guy who he has things you can't teach.
Do they hit more home runs or fewer, like rate wise in college?
More, because they're using a metal bat. But again, it also depends on the conference that they're in and where they're playing. He's playing in Arizona, so they're higher up. And if you can remember, the Diamondbacks had a lot of home runs until they put the dehumidifier in their ballpark. I highly, highly doubt a college team is going to spend money on a dehumidifier for a baseball stadium when nobody cares about college baseball, really. It's not college football, so doubt they're spending the money on that.
Okay. So
yeah,
is it a bad conference too? You really poo-pooed Arizona there.
Are they in the big? I don't even know. We were making fun of
sounds like a pack
and whatever last time. So is it even in the pack now? Isn't the Big 12 like new weird Big 12? Like
Let's
I don't
not
know.
waste time on it. We got 19 to go.
Yeah, but I don't know. There's interesting stuff there, I would say. So, you could do a lot worse than Aaron Walton because this system is actually fairly good. Since we do actually like to talk about the systems a little bit on the show, this system is highly recommended compared to the Padres system. Like Aaron Walton would probably be like number 6 or 7 on the Padres. Just to give you a heads up about how bad the Padres are, who John and I talked about last time. So number 19, we've got starting pitcher Will Hynes. So Will Hynes was another draftee from this last year, and he was picked actually, I think, like right behind Aaron Walton. I think there's like a 2-pick difference or something, oddly. But this is a Doc guy, or maybe he's a guy that Doc hates because he was drafted out of Canada. He's a pitcher from Canada, Doc, drafted straight out of Ontario, Lauren Park, Mississauga, Ontario.
I played that school when I was on the rugby team.
Totally? Yeah. All right. So this guy is pretty decent. So throws mid-90s. And he has a very high spin rate slider. Like one of the better sliders of the draft, considered by scouts. So because it has like really, really good spin ratios. So, I mean, it's kind of like when you draft a guy to Canada, you don't really know what to expect. Cold weather guy, like Doc likes to reference the cold weather guys. Doc's a cold weather guy fan. So I think Will Hynes might actually be right up Doc's alley, even though he's Canadian. So what do you think, Doc?
Gosh, there's so many things going on there. I don't know where to start, but he's got like a fine frame, 6'2", 180. It's like a perfect hitter's frame, more or less. But for pitcher, it's fine. It's kind of like with quarterbacks in football too. Like 6'2", you're like, okay, that's good. So yeah, I mean, he's got 3 pitches here. It looks like no real weak spot. I see his interest in like his scores here are very interesting to me. I'm looking at MLB.com. They give him a 50 for a fastball, 55 slider, 50 changeup, 50 control, but then a 40 overall. That's just like, he's Canadian. So it's like he has every single thing you base. Like, he's checking a lot of boxes here. 3-pitch mix, decent size. Got some solid command. He's only 18 years old, and frankly, Canada, like that, it is worth talking about. Like some of these kids will get sent down to they'll send like their kids to Georgia or Mississippi or something to go play some prep ball there, where they can get more advanced coaching. The fact that Hynes here did not get that means he's probably more raw. So the fact he's getting these good scores while not having ideal circumstances means there's probably more room to scratch here. You can scratch below the surface. Maybe someone that should be on your radar.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
you threw that. Did you manually make my face big on the screen there?
He did.
Yeah, I'm going ultra producer.
That threw me off. I was all like, I didn't know what to. I liked it. Of course, I love seeing more of me, but that was like, whoa.
Be ready.
We could always just start calling John Young John because he's trying to be Young Jamie at this point. But
that was good though. Do that again sometime.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I don't have to talk much in this one, so I'll just produce.
Number 18 is Ricardo Ramirez, second baseman and third baseman. This dude is going to be also a Doc favorite because he's 5'5".
Yes.
Like Doc loves midgets.
I love really big or really small. Nothing boring, bro.
Yes. Nothing in the nothing
mid.
mid.
If you're 6'1", 180, it makes me kind of pissed off.
So he's listed at 5'5", 158 pounds, but he hit 312, 415, 476 with more walks and strikeouts in the DSL last year, 2 bombs, 3 steals, and 83.5% contact rate. Might as well be like a 95% in the DSL because most DSL guys are at like a 50 or 60% contact rate. So pretty interesting hit tool for Ricardo Ramirez, which does this really surprise anyone from a Cleveland Guardians middle infielder that they're going to have a good contact rate? Because that's like basically everyone that we're going to talk about on this list moving forward.
Yeah,
Doc?
They have a type. I can't even find this guy. Every result is Ricky Romero, that Blue Jays reliever.
Ricardo Ramirez, Venezuela.
I'm sure he's a real human being.
Some I Love Lucy stuff going on.
I was thinking that too. Yeah, it was a deep pull. That's another old soul. So it's, 83.5% contact. I mean, DSL is just like, I'm grabbing at things here. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't like that he only had 2 home runs and 3 stolen bases. See, for me, you're not going to get everyone. You're not going to get to everyone's a stud. I approach things like I don't want to have to learn more prospects. So if I can find a reason to not pay attention to a guy, that's good. But I do love that he's. I mean, the thing is, he could not be 5'5" anymore. Like they could have measured him, and then he shoots up to.
Well, what I found is that height is pretty sticky year to year with baseball players. You typically don't get taller or shorter year over year. So, but
but when they're 16 and 17 in DSL, they actually grow.
Good point.
Like often.
Yeah. He's got a Moises Ballesteros frame. I will say that.
It's funnier if he doesn't.
I think he's bigger than 158 pounds.
Yeah.
This is a child. I mean, this is a very young person that we're talking about here. We're talking about teenage boys again.
Your favorite. With your Epstein blocks in the back.
Come on.
Number 17. Number 17 is Daniel Espino. Daniel Espino's been around for a hot minute. I know
that guy. I've heard of him.
The funny thing is he's still 24. He's going to be 25 next year. He was a former top 15 or 20 prospect for me, back before he got injured 4 seasons in a row, because his fastball is freaking ridiculous. But he has a fastball that tops out at 103 miles an hour and has 20 inches of vert to it. It might be the best. Before he got hurt, that might be the best fastball I've ever seen from a prospect. Look at the YouTube on Daniel Espino's fastball. That is an amazing pitch.
First, let's point out his 40 ERA this year. He got 2 outs.
What did he pitch? 2/3 of an inning. Come on.
He got 2 outs.
Yeah. He also before his injury had a slider that he threw in the low 90s. So basically this guy was straight up better than Syndergaard back pre-injury with the fastball.
I wonder how he got hurt.
Yeah, that's 93 mile an hour slider. I think that'll do it to you. But his stuff is insane. Apparently he's back. He was in fall league. I don't know if he's a reliever now. That's why I have him so low, because he's been hurt. Literally the last time he's really played was 2021. He had 91 innings. So he's basically missed 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025. So 4 seasons in a row. He's only pitched 19 innings in 4 years. So that's why he's so low, despite having such high pedigree and really good stuff back in the day.
No, I mean it's actually, though, to frame it even better, he's pitched 5 innings since 2022.
Yeah.
That's dude, and I'm kind of pissed off with the Guardians, man, the Cleveland organization. I'm seeing in the fall league here, it says that he started every game, all 4 games. What are you doing to this kid? Do you want him to have a career or not? Would you rather Mason Miller be an electric closer, or would you rather just this might be if they continue to make him start and get injured and end his career prematurely, that might be what would have happened to Mason Miller if they didn't convert him. Let that high powered stuff play up. Give him a career. I get it. They already have a great bullpen, but
they just lost Class A. Put him in there. You can
always use another arm, man. And would you rather have an arm or a guy who could be really good, but this it's never going to happen. If
you don't want him to pitch in the fall league?
What do you mean?
What was your complaint?
No, he doesn't want him to start. He's why is he?
It looks like they give him it looks like they gave him 1 inning starts.
Right.
But I don't want to see that GS ever again. A game start on Baseball Reference. I don't want to see that, because if they come back and try to make him a starter again, that would be seeming to me very foolish.
There's no GS in Daniel Espino. You can say that, except the S. There's an S there, but there's no G. So.
No G.
It's not a G.
So
Espingo. Number 16 is Jaison Chourio, the little brother of Jackson Chourio.
I saw this guy live last year in South Bend at High.
Shout out to you.
Shout out to me. Thank you.
How do you look?
I don't know. I was watching my kid eat ice cream.
All right. So
true scout.
Yeah.
I used to have Chourio as a top 10 guy in this organization. I was actually very high on him coming into last year, but he regressed this last season, got hurt, didn't really do anything, no power uptick. The problem with Jaison Chourio is that he's very fast and has amazing plate skills, but his power sucks, and he was very bad on the efficiency-wise on the base paths, despite being fast. So that's why F scores 90 power, 98 hit, 121 discipline, because the dude can walk. that can be said. 104 speed, and basically it's like, what are you then? If you're just going to get on base, it's like, okay,
Doesn't
you're going
swing.
to walk. That's great for points league, I guess. You're going to walk a ton. 18% walk rate, 77% contact rate, so you've got a decent hit tool too. But if you're going to only have a 53% stolen base success rate, and then you're not going to hit for like any power whatsoever,
82 slug.
Yeah, then what are you? I mean, he's still only 20, but like Jackson, his older brother, was in the majors at 20. So
I think he's trying to do the opposite thing. If I could psychologize, I think he's a little jealous of his brother, and he's trying to just do the opposite, because Jackson swings at everything, right? Very high swing rate. Jaison is at 35%. That's like below Soto levels. That's crazy low.
Yeah. I mean, his build is different though. You know, he was super skinny. I think he was listed at like 150 for a while. He's listed up to 188. So he's filling out 6 foot 188. He's getting more solid. I got to chalk up 2025 as like just a weird year of battling, you know, injuries and whatnot, because it doesn't make any sense. He was never this inefficient with stealing bases. He stole 44 the year before. Got caught 11 times, but like that's a better rate than getting caught 7 times and only stealing 9 this year. And then again, his power went down. It just doesn't fully add up to me. It just looks like a lost season. And again, yeah, if he was not 20 years old, he played the season like comfortably. In fact, he started the season as a 19-year-old. So he's still really young, which is what he's got on his side. Still crazy upside, but yeah, it's hard to rank him right now.
There's got to be a name value bias, right? Isn't it hard to escape that? Just the Chourio thing. We've seen it with all the Holiday brothers and stuff. Like that has to be a thing.
Well, like, I mean, genetics are a real science, though, right? So there's something there.
There's a Byron Chourio that I saw this year.
I don't think he's related.
System, and he is not related. Yep.
Yeah. No. So, yeah. So Jaison Chourio, like, yeah, he's very related. You can tell genetically. I think they look different. I'm pretty sure Jason's a lot darker. Like, just you can tell he's not 100%.
Which one's which in here? This is 3 years ago here, but
what? Yeah, Jaison. Yeah, he looks like a different kind of dude. Although there's one picture here where they're starting to look more similar. I don't know. Maybe he was just getting a tan one day. But the
shout out to this guy.
This guy, Jaison Chourio, though, obviously he's not going to be his brother, but yeah, I mean his upside is actually like he has, like you said, he's got better patience than his brother. So if he can get to some kind of power, if he can rein in the speed. There's actually like a really sexy profile here. You don't have to like squint too hard. Like literally just get 15 home runs and don't get caught stealing. And you're a major leaguer. And stay healthy, actually, would be the big thing. Because if you're not healthy, you can't develop.
Yeah, he wasn't running. I mean, at 12% attempt rate, that doesn't make a lot of sense after 36%. Some health stuff maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had injuries last year, but still, like the percentage-wise, that's not going to affect like time missed. So number 15, moving through the system, is starting pitcher Yorman Gomez. This guy's actually really interesting because I have never seen anyone talk about him before. I've never read anybody talking about him, never heard anybody else talk about him, but this guy's actually pretty darn good, people. This guy was in Double-A last year, and he just turned 23, so it's not like he's old for the level. And he had a fairly good season, 18.1 K- walk rate. And he had a 3.45 JA ERA over the last 2 full seasons with a 104 stuff, 109 control, 104 FERA. John, if you want to pull his F scores up so we can see him. And then maybe you want to pull some video up of him too. He's got a decent fastball. So even just last year, a 3.15 JA ERA, if you just isolate it to the year. So he's very underrated. He's close to the majors in a system that is good at developing pitchers. One interesting thing is that in high A, he was a starter and a reliever. And it looks like when they moved him to Double-A, he was starting pretty much every game. So I think he was maybe a reliever early in the season for whatever reason, even though he's a starter the whole season in 2024. And then they were like, nope, you're actually too good for this, and we're going to make you a starter. But he was running 15% swinging strike rates too. And fastball hits up 97. Usually he's in the mid-90s. And he's a fastball slider guy primarily, but he also has like the classic arsenal: curveball, changeup, fastball, slider.
Yeah, I haven't really heard of this guy, but he looks like he's doing all right. It looks like he's 5'11",
man. That's why people don't like him, because he's short. but he's actually pretty freaking good for
Yep, that's
efficiency
an
wise.
underrated arm. I would say it's someone to keep on your radar. I mean, he's striking out a ton of people. He wasn't really doing that before this year, but I mean, that's almost more reason to pay attention. Clearly, he's found something at a higher level. I mean, he actually got better at AA against stiffer competition in the upper minors. So in terms of his strike rate, at least his strikeout rate went a lot higher. So yeah, I'm gonna go right down that name. It's a good looking dude.
Yeah. And for instance, Fangraphs has him ranked 35 in their org rankings, and I've got him at 15 here. It's because
I just
under the radar this guy is.
With Fangraphs, man. I don't know. Like they're great tool, but their rankings, like nah.
Yeah. We're Yorman people on this podcast.
We got to make a list. We got to make a list of our guys. We've had a few each episode of guys Tim's on that nobody else.
Yeah, Miguel Mendez, baby. Padres. Love Miguel Mendez. So next we've got AAA player here, switch hitter, middle infielder. Should make an impact next year because he's spent a decent amount of time at AAA now. 144 games in 2024, 24 games last year. Got hurt. He probably would have debuted last year if he didn't get hurt. But that is Juan Brito, classic Guardians middle infielder, switch hitter.
Let's talk about that.
Yes.
I thought it was just coincidence for a while, but it can't be. It's just all these dudes that make a ton of contact and do not have any power. It's
and
like
they all
over
switch
and
hit.
over again.
And they all switch hit. They're all switch hitting middle infielders that have really good hit tools, that have decent plate skills, but then their hit tool and their speed is basically like blah. So this is what I said on the Astros podcast, is that the Astros and the Guardians are basically exact opposite organizations. The Astros have guys that are all power and speed and have crappy hit tools and crappy plate skills. And then the Guardians are the exact opposite. So those are the philosophies hitting wise of those.
Isn't it one of the weirdest things like that Kyle Manzardo was this like really good looking hitter and on base presence in the minors, looking like a Vinny P kind of profile. And this also happened to Vinny P. And then, but he, he just completely shed that. He's like, I'm just going to go for bombs, which is like the antithesis of everything else. And maybe that was by design. Maybe they said, listen, have you seen our org, Manzardo? We need some pop. Just sell out, dude. It's okay. We'll get everyone else on base. You just mash them in sometimes. Thanks.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my commentary on Juan Brito. Apparently, is talking about other players. That's how you know I don't give a crap.
I drafted him last year on an FBC because I thought he was like gonna take over second base, and this stuff looked really good. 21 homers, 13 steals.
What happened to that?
The must have got hurt. 24.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I'm looking at his StatCast. Doesn't look fantastic. I don't know. How do you accidentally yank 21 home runs? His EVs were not great. I don't know. Maybe he's like a Durbin type where he just has the technique. He can dig for it. I don't know.
Yeah,
whatever.
Oh yeah, what do we have that here? Did Tim mention the EV stuff? What do we say? 107.3 max. It's really bad. Yeah.
99.790 is even worse. At least the max.
That's what's happening. You can see there. He's pulling it quite a bit, right?
Air pull. Yeah, it's really high. 23.
Okay.
Isaac Paredes style.
Yeah. It could work. Yeah. I mean, this honestly might be like a sneaky deep league guy, like 30 team.
Yeah, maybe.
He'll
probably play very, very soon.
Right. Like, what's even the roster at this point for them? Because Jimenez is gone.
They've got Brian Rocchio and maybe Bazzana comes up at some point. So you've got to have Bazzana probably at second base at some point. And then Rocchio can move to short because Rocchio has more pedigree than a guy like Arias. So I think like basically the plan is Bazzana will take up second, and then you'll have Arias, Rocchio, and Brito, and like all these switch hitting guys are just gonna all fight it out for shortstop, more or less. You got like they're all clones of each other anyway.
So
even we're gonna talk about later, Welbyn Francisca and Angel Genao, they're all the same guy to varying degrees. Like some are just better versions of that guy than others.
So they just saw Jose Ramirez like being awesome, and they were like, let's just try to do this over and over again.
Yes,
pretty much. They did?
Okay. I mean, it worked for Jose. Jose was not a prospect at all. Like that guy just popped out of nowhere.
Right. Really Still doesn't hit the ball hard. Like he's never been like a guy that you're going to be like, wow, this guy's really talented, really like popping it.
He's just good at everything.
Right. Yeah. maximizes.
Yes. Next on the list is shortstop Dean Curley. So Dean Curley was a second rounder out of Tennessee for the Guardians this year. He is not like those other guys because he's a 6'3", 218-pound righty only shortstop. But in college at Tennessee in the SEC, baby, where we got the best conference in football, baseball, everything, SEC all the way. 315, 435, 531 slash in Tennessee with 14 bombs and 8 stolen bases. And obviously we know that Tennessee had good coaching. So like maybe this guy is more major league ready than some other guys. A lot of these guys who've come from Tennessee have pretty good pedigree and stuff like that. So Dean Curley, an interesting name for a big shortstop with some power. 75% contact is like atrocious for Guardian standards, but I kind of love it because he's different than everybody else. Despite a 31% K rate in the 9 games that he played, I don't really care about 9 games, small sample size, but he's big and hit bombs in the SEC. Look at that. Woo, there we go. Maybe a little righty Colson Montgomery action here from Dean Curley.
Yeah, I don't know. He only had 4.
I don't like his home run trot.
He seemed like he had really good. I think where the small sample size here probably is not helpful, but he seemed like he had really good plate discipline in college. But like his power was mid. Like I feel like we have 14 home runs with a middle bat. It's not what you expect out of a bigger slugger type. Where do you think he ends up? Shortstop, or do you think he ends up at third or short? I mean, he seems a little big for second.
They've got Ramirez at third, so it all kind of depends on what happens there. If like
you have Ramirez at third for now,
forever or what? But yeah, I mean, like maybe corner outfield.
Wasn't this one in Cleveland? This is Cleveland, isn't it? No, Astros. Never mind. All right, that right field looks similar. Sorry, go ahead. He played a game in an actual MLB stadium and hit one out, so good for him.
Yeah, Oppo Field too. Look at that.
We're seeing all 14 of his homers here. So
yes, you got anything on Curley, Doc?
I mean, he seems perfectly mid. An excellent Cleveland Guardian.
All right, number 12, we've got Wuilfredo Antunez. This is a fun one to spell. W-U-I-L for all the listeners.
Yeah.
W-U-I-L Fredo.
40 grade
Frodo.
name. We don't like these names that make us have a hard time spelling.
This is a guy who could have been a Spanish dictator at some point in time, since could have been some sort of fascist tyrant. Wuilfredo Antunez sounds like
it's better to say.
Oh, I was gonna say he sounds like a Venezuelan dictator, and he's actually from Venezuela. So
you missed the Padres / dictator talk episode last time, Doc. We had a good time.
Yes.
Man.
Was that Padres or was that?
No, you're right.
That was a different one. That was the Reds, yeah. I think. We had a bunch of Adolfos and Broncos, and yeah.
So, Adolfo Hitlerino. Everyone's like, oh, come on.
Yeah, we were saying, what if it was Adolfo Schlittler? But, you know, we've got Wuilfredo Antunez here, outfielder in Double-A, 23 years old. F-scores love him. Look at this, 117 power, 106 hit, 92 discipline, 111 speed. This is actually one of the funnest guys in this organization, I'd say, because he's not a boring hit-first guy. And he had 18 bombs with 16 steals last year in 101 games. That's pretty freaking good. Age to level is not the best because you see like he's 23 at Double-A, so it's kind of like standard. So we don't really get a WRC plus bump from him there. But I am a fan of Antunez because he's got tools and he's in the Guardians organization. And maybe this is an opposite thing where they're like, hey, we have all these good hitters. Maybe they can just make him a good hitter and let these tools play. Any Doc?
Yeah, dude, maybe. I mean, 18 home runs. That's pretty sick. 18 home runs. I mean, a lot of that high A, but yeah, that's just great. It's what you want to see. You know, kind of brought the average up at Double-A compared to high A. I don't know.
I love his batted ball profile. He only had a 26% ground ball rate. Like, what? like that's like unheard of. Like, this guy just gets the ball in the air or line drives it every single time. 26% ground ball rate.
This could be like,
that's on Fangraphs.
Is power is one of the last tools to develop, right? And so it's interesting. You can see him 2022, 4 home runs, 2023, 6. I mean, didn't really play a lot in either season, though. Actually, yeah. And then, yeah, it's kind of worth noting, though. He did flash quite a bit in a small sample size in 22. And then 24, you see 10 home runs. But then this year, it's like we're seeing a slow increment growing. Got a left-handed bat, 6'1", 193, built kind of solid. He's slowly sneaking up on us here, right? So this is, again, one of those sneakier prospects that might be worth noting. It's a unique name. I don't really know how wild. I'm so happy that Fantrix brought the rostered rate, the percentage back up. I had to actually pester them. They said, no, we'll fix this closer to the time when the leagues are renewing. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Look at that stance. I love that. Look at that. He's got that Sheffield bat wiggle. I love that, man.
Let's take a look at this here.
I'm absolutely amazed at that ground ball rate, 26%.
and he's got a 50% fly ball rate and a 50% pull rate. We don't have the air pull, but I love that batting stance. This guy's a lot of fun. I've got him at 11.
I think he's got room to grow, to fill out a bit more. When was this from? This year?
No, this is old.
Okay.
Sorry. I was thinking his, like, we're gonna see it swing like uppercut like crazy with that
Schwarber style, just like big time Schwarber uppercut.
That is a crazy ground ball right now.
Yeah, this guy's fun though. I love him. Let's get now to number 11. This is a big prospect here. A lot of people are in on this guy, Braylon Doughty. So Braylon Doughty here is like a big time prospect riser for a lot of people. Just turned 20 the other day. Happy late birthday here, Braylon Doughty, 2 days ago. This 19-year-old at A-ball had a 21% K- walk rate. If you want to throw him up on the F scores here, there we go. 102 stuff, 119 control, 104 FERA with a 283 JA ERA on the season. So Doughty, again, is a big-time prospect riser. I don't know where other people have him ranked in the system, but I actually really like this system. So I'm not really sure where, like, if people have him top 10 or what. But I'm a fan of Doughty. Are you, Doc?
Yeah, I mean, let's take a look. Who else you got here in the rankings? Because Doughty's pretty good. I don't know.
Hitters. We got a bunch of hitters. We got 2 pitchers and then a ton of hitters.
I think you're low on him. Of course, we don't have a ton to go off of right now. He's super young. He pitched all last year as a teenager, but first year in pro baseball, 3.48 ERA, striking out a bunch of guys, not walking them. It's like, I don't know what else you want him to do.
Yeah,
Tim.
What do you want him to do, Tim? Jeez.
He's a pitcher and he's an A-ball. He could get hurt, and they have a lot of good hitters that I like. But I mean, like, yeah, he's got good stuff. I love it. Like, curveball is sick. He's got a over 3,000 RPM curve. So the curveball is ridiculous, and he throws 95, 97 miles an hour. So he's got good stuff, but he's so far away. Like, a lot of people are really high on these A-ball pitchers like King, and we saw Doc and I are in the middle of an FYPG draft in a 30-team league right now, and we just saw Kendry Chourio go like
that was insane. That was Owen Hurd. Boo that man. Boo Owen Hurd publicly on this podcast.
This guy. Is there even a screen here? Aren't these guys in like murder territory? Are you seeing this?
Yes.
Where is this game? This dude's got his right
game
there.
Is actually
you got to cover your junk.
Imagine a line drive.
Cover your junk.
This is insane.
You got to wear a cup. If you're in the first row, you got to wear cups to this game.
Lynchburg can't afford some
netting. Pretty obviously a screen right there.
I see. Yeah, I know, but
there's good ride on that fastball. You can see. I mean, like he's a fastball curve guy. Like I think he throws a slider and a changeup too. Primary fastball curve guy. Like I think he's good. I don't know. These all these young A-ball guys kind of scare me, Doc, because like half of them are going to get Tommy John before they ever hit the majors, and then when they get Tommy John, half of them will fail and never recover. They'll be Forrest Whitley. So it's like I don't know. It's just like so far away for some of these pitchers.
Well. I like him.
I like him too. I just like other guys better. Let's get into him. Top 10. We got Cooper Ingle, catcher. Cooper Ingle, bring him up on the F scores here, Doc. Cooper Ingle is a very, very underrated catcher. And guess what? He's in AAA. And the only thing blocking him right now is Bo Naylor, who's been super disappointing throughout his career. But Cooper Ingle, 102 power, 101 hit, 129 discipline, 84 speed. So Cooper Ingle is a pretty good catcher here. Literally walked more than he struck out last year with a 260, 389, 419 slash. And he hit 10 bombs. So there's not a nothing for power here. So if you got a catcher here with a decent hit tool who can take walks and who can hit dingers every now and then, he's probably got a shot to supplant a disappointing Bo Naylor. So this could be a starting catcher as soon as next year, Cooper Ingle. And I'll take a starting catcher now over a ball 19-year-old pitcher who might blow his arm out before he hits the majors.
Well, it's okay to be wrong, Tim. 5'8" and mid, not a good combo. Is no standout tool. I mean, he can get on base quite a bit. I guess that's
what do you mean, bro? 86% contact rate, and he walked more than almost a 20% walk rate versus a 14% K rate in AAA. That's insane. 90% zone contact. He's got a great hit tool and great plate skills. This guy's a hitter. Back
of the baseball card, sir.
That's front of the baseball card.
The back of the baseball card is he had a 260 average in the minor leagues this last year and went down to 207 at AAA. I don't know, man. Here's the deal. Like, my big concern is actually obviously not offering any speed. He's so far peaking out at like 10 or 11 homers in the minors. Like, this might not be a 10 home run bat at a position of catcher, which is getting sneaky deep now. It's not sexy at all, in my opinion. No. Yeah, I mean, Listen, I mean, how's this for you? Let's just be real generous. 280 batting average, 360 OBP, 8 home runs. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if he's like maxing out everything, it's not good.
Look, he's just another version.
40 RBI.
He's just another version of Keibert Ruiz. It's fine. That's not
a good argument, man.
Or he could be a Gabriel Moreno. Okay, I'm not saying that he's going to be a 12-team relevant guy.
Gabriel Moreno,
but
might
if you're in a deep league,
that might be like a peak outcome is Gabriel Moreno.
Okay, next year, if you're drafting in a redraft league, you can draft this guy, and he'll probably be a catcher 2 relevant, catcher 3, catcher 2 relevant.
Well, you're telling me I'll have the chance to draft the Cooper Ingle?
Yes. This is a DC guy right here. You can draft him in a DC as your catcher 3 or 4, and like you'll probably get good plate appearances from this guy, and he's not going to hurt you. Which is all for a catcher 2. That's like all you want is a guy who's not going to hurt you. Or if you're in a 30 team,
it's more fun when we disagree like this.
It's really Doc's won the argument for me.
Man, I thought you were the safe guy, John.
No. You do make a point about
take your A-ball pitcher. Let's see if he blows his arm out before he hits the majors. Well, I'll take my
But
Cooper
you'll never
Ingle
get
stats next year.
It's all very league specific. How many leagues do you want a catcher? How many kind of leagues right now do you want Keibert Ruiz starting in? Right, like some, not zero,
teamers,
not 0,
30 teamers,
yeah,
or a 15 teamer where you have 2 catchers.
I do think it's ridiculous that Doc loves to hype up the young kids who had heart surgery or brain cancer and they overcame, but then he's just is gonna just drop a deuce on these 5'8" guys. Like, oh, he's 5'8", like F him, screw him.
If he was 5'8" with
if he was 5'5", he'd be all over him.
If he was 5'8" with Caleb Durbin Pop, we'd be chatting. Dude, Durbin was smacking like 20 home runs a season in the minors. Like, this is a danger zone.
All right. Let's get to number 9. This is a guy that Doc and I both love. And number 9, number 9 is Khal Stephen.
All right, we all love this.
Obviously,
guy.
Doc and I talked about this guy all the time on the T10s last year. But Khal Stephen, F scores like him: 105 stuff, 123 control, which is sick. 106 FERA with a 270 JA ERA on the season. And look, we have Arsenal data from Khal Stephen because he played in the Florida State League at the beginning of the year, and I actually saw him. Look at that fastball, man. 11 inches of vertical movement without gravity. That's like an 18 to 20 inch ride on that fastball. That's freaking ridiculous. And he's throwing it for a strike 57% of the time, 15.8% swinging strike rate on that pitch. That fastball, despite high velocity, is one of the better fastballs in the minor leagues. And that actually almost makes it better because it makes him sneaky, because he doesn't throw 98, 99, 100. People are not going to be drafting him. But that fastball is elite because nobody gets a ride like that. That is maybe, I think he's like the leader in vertical movement of any fastball in the minors. I don't know if you can actually search that in your thing, John, but I would bet some good
Oh
money.
yeah, I can keep talking.
Yeah. So Khal Stephen, obviously good stuff. He's got 6 pitches: fastball, slider, changeup, cutter, curve, sinker. So 6 pitches here in the mix. Slider, changeup are good. He was with Toronto, as you can see if you're watching early in the season. Ooh, there's that fastball.
How do you do?
6'4", 215 pounds. So I'm a fan of the Khal Stephen. Doc loves him too. So let's hear Doc's take.
Yeah, surprisingly not an Arabic fellow. He is white. And
he's a Southern, man. Mississippi State.
Yeah, he's obviously okay. No, we did this before where we were like trying to see when he was born, because eventually you're going to get into the area, say 2002, but you're going to get into an area a few years from now where people start naming their kids after TV shows more.
This could have been a Game of Thrones. The books were out in the 90s, so maybe the
like
parents
some
are
big
just
nerds.
Game of Thrones readers. Yeah, they could just be huge nerds.
Okay, nerds. Yeah, like a pretty good strikeout rate early on. It was kind of like petered out a little bit as the year went on. If you want to douse a little bit of douse a bit of that flame, but he's still, master of command. Really something you want to see. A lot of polish. It looks like a guy who he was really kind of he didn't really play a whole lot at Double-A this year, but he was getting hit around a lot more. So we'll see. I don't feel like there's a buying window yet. He may come out struggling if he doesn't address his upper minor issues. But overall, this is an ascending talent who is in a good org to learn how to pitch and throw baseball. So we'll see what happens next. I don't think it's a good buying moment, really, because he's such a buzzy name. But, yeah, if he struggles coming out of the gate in Double-A, I'd jump all over that opportunity.
What's crazy is look at that list. Look at all the Blue Jays on that list. You've got Trey Yesevich. You've got Austin Cates. It's like all Blue Jays on here. So whatever the Blue Jays are doing, they're like teaching guys to throw with more vertical movement than other orgs for whatever reason. And Eric Sabrowski is also on that list. He's a Guardian. But some of those guys are relievers too.
How do you do that? Is that just like a crazy high spin rate or something that like keeps the ball up?
Yeah, the spin is what does it. So generally the higher RPM you have, the more vert you're going to get on the pitch.
Right.
So that's just
negate gravity. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Does it help to be tall or not? Not at all. Or bigger hands, maybe?
I would assume that it depends on the release point. A lot of the times, the lower release point that you have, the more vert that you're going to get. So a lot of guys with like lower release are going to get higher vertical break. Kind of weird, but
I've got a couple baseballs buried in that bin right there that I almost want to go get, but I won't.
Yeah, Trevor May probably did a podcast on it, and so you can watch Mayday. Who's if you want to actually hear a real MLB pitcher talk about it better than me. Yeah. But number 8 on the list and number 7 are basically clones of each other. Middle infielders. I don't even tag team these guys together. We got number 7 is Welbyn Francisco, and then we got number 8 Angel Genao. So a couple fun names here. So we'll pull up Genao first since he's number 8. But Angel Genao, switch hitting, middle infielder, surprise, 5'9", really high contact rates, really high walk rates, 83% contact, either 105 hit tool, 106 discipline, then a 97 power and a 97 speed. So this guy is basically just like a better version of some of the other guys we had talked about earlier, because he's very consistent at what he does. He's done it as a 21-year-old at Double-A, so you can see that adjusted WRC plus is at 154, which is really nice. And Doc is going to love that he was 6 for 6 in stolen bases this year, 100%. So he was hurt this year, only played in 85 games, but now has a lot of hype. Fangraphs actually has him ranked number 1 in the org. I wouldn't go that high because he's kind of too boring for that for me. As a guy who only is hitting like 100 to 140 ISOs like through his career, but he is a pretty interesting guy because he is a really good hitter with good plate skills.
What is this? Genao has real helium and might be a top 15 prospect next year. Like, no, he won't be. What are you talking about? No. So I just don't see a lot of fantasy interest. I can see this guy, what's his defense? His defense is fine, it looks like. So, it's just a guy who's going to be a solid Cleveland Guardian hitter. He's going to do his thing, probably get a bunch of runs if everything works out. Hardly ever strikes out, takes a good walk. Steal some bases like this. Again, if the benchmark is Caleb Durbin, okay? If Durbin's sexier than you, then I'm not like paying attention. Like Durbin, like if you don't have like you need to have like 12 plus homer pop. You need to have 15 plus stolen base. You know, if you're not going to have a carrying sexy fantasy tool, because I don't even know like what's his upside for batting average. Like he hinted at maybe being like a 300 type of hitter before. If you can do that, that's definitely interesting. But still, I feel like this is just like it's a very deep league kind of.
12.
It seems like it.
12 seems like ideal. Like maybe not going to happen. We'll see.
346 BABIP. I've kind of been using BABIP as there's some randomness in it, right? But it does tell you something about the line drive rate and the quality of launch angle contact, stuff like that. Although you kind of get yourself into trouble if that's all you have, because like with him, we don't have what his ground ball rate is. I guess Fangraphs would, but it's a good sign that he's hitting a lot of line drives, and 81% contact rate is good. I mean, it's nothing elite, but yeah, I mean, I guess the hope would be batting average, steals, something like another Steven Kwan type.
Yeah, pretty much. Now let's get to his twin here. His twin, number 7, Welbyn Francisca. I actually wrote Francisco. I was trying to make it more masculine. Trying to get the feminine out of there with the A and put an O. But
yeah,
Welbyn,
good call, man. But that's good. Yeah.
So Welbyn, another fun name with a Y. Welbyn with a Y. Basically the same exact build. Instead of 5'9", 150, he's 5'8", 148. And guess what? He's a switch hitting shortstop. Hey, who walks a bunch, has a really high contact rate, 80% contact rate, and then doesn't hit for power, but he does steal bags. So that's the reason that I have Francisco ranked higher, is that he had 45 steals last year, and he wasn't hurt. So you got to give him that. 80% success rates in 2024 and 2025, basically. So the dude does steal bags, so you at least give him that. But basically, he's the same dude, maybe a slightly worse hit tool, but he steals bags, so maybe that makes him better for fantasy. So that's why I have him one higher. How do you feel about Welbyn, Doc?
I feel more excited about him than Genao. Because 45 stolen bags? Yeah. Okay, efficiency. He was more efficient in previous years. He needs to get above low A. I feel like he's older than 19. He's 19 years and 6 months. So he started this year as an 18-year-old. So maybe I should give him a bit more grace, I suppose.
Just talking about the age-adjusted WRC Plus.
He has not been on a podcast since we talked about it. So, Doc, we developed this age-adjusted WRC Plus that is going to be next to the F scores on all these players. But basically what that does is we have a WRC Plus for a player at the level that they're at, right? And then what we do is we take, if the average age at the level, if Welbyn was in, like for instance, we could look up Leo DeVries. Leo DeVries was in AA this year as a 19-year-old. So he's going to get a bump because the average player in AA is like 23.5 and he was 19. So what we do is we bump him and it's based on proximity. So John made a little equation and basically it's going to bump him up if you are way under the age, the average age. And if you're way over, so if you're Ryan Ward at AAA smoking 40 bombs, you're going to get dinged because you're basically a quadruple A guy for being super old for that level. So that's how the age-adjusted WRC Plus works. So that if you look at a guy and you're just looking at back of the baseball card, if you look at the age-adjusted WRC Plus, that will actually tell you if it's good or bad what he's doing based on his age.
So how's this one look? Good. It looks really good. That seems like a big number.
Yeah. 139 is good.
Yeah. I'm much more excited about him than Genao, to be honest.
Yeah. Got speed. That's why I'm ranked higher. Number 6 here, this is a guy that you might like, Jace LaViolette. There was actual hype that this guy was going to be like a top 5 pick or whatever a year ago at this point in time, but he did not have a very good college season. So that's why Jace LaViolette dropped in the draft all the way to pick 27 because he, like I said, he had like top 5 hype. Went to Texas A&M, still got $4 million. Did not debut this year, so we're not going to have any F scores. But he did in college hit 258, 427, 576, which is much worse than his season last year, where he hit 305, 449, 726. Last year, he had 29 home runs. His freshman year, he had 21 home runs. Last year, he only had 18 home runs. So he was better in his freshman and sophomore seasons than he was last year in his junior season in power and from a batting average standpoint. So that's why he dropped, because otherwise he might have been like a top 5 or 10 pick. So there's a ton of pedigree here. There's a ton to like here, but there's obvious risk. This is almost like he could be like the Charlie Condon of this year, right? But there's just like, I don't know about the hit tool. Is it going to play? So there's a decent amount of risk here for him, especially because he also had very high strikeout rates in college. But there's definitely a ton of power in this profile because he was knocking over 300 ISOs every single year in college. So this is a non-Guardians pick, but that's kind of what makes it fun, I think.
Yeah. So this is not going to be Charlie Condon because Condon came in going 1.1 in some FYPDs. There's so much.
That was cool. Look at that
hype around him, and you can tell he's got meat. Like he's got meat. He's got room to put some meat on those bones. I'm not sure when that was taken, but he looks very lean to me.
Firework though.
Says 6'6", 230. I mean, that means like from what I'm seeing right here, he could go up to 6'6", 250. Like fair, like I don't want to say easily, but maybe somewhat easily. So yeah, this is like, like he's not going like he just went 30th, I think, overall in our FYPD we're doing right now. So the expectations are not there. He's in an organization that is ideal for generating contact, right, and reducing strikeouts. So stay tuned. He could be maybe a cornerstone.
Are they going to tell him to like stop hitting homers and start batting right-handed too? Is that his off-season homework? Learn to hit right-handed.
Yeah, I think so. You got to be a switch hitter in this organization. Number 5 is Parker Messick. This is a guy who has already debuted. Messick is very fun because he's 6 foot, 225 pounds, big dude. He has excellent control. And the fastball changeup combination is very, very good. The changeup is chef's kiss. Like he has an amazing changeup. So he sees minor league stuff of 106, 106, 107 on the F scores. We're gonna have major league F scores on this guy, John. Yeah. But you can see in the minors, he threw the fastball 50% of the time, changeup 21% of the time, changeup had a 12.1 swinging strike rate. So just very efficient command wise. Really good changeup, and he's really good also about not giving up damage. Like in the majors, here's his major league F scores. He has a 98 stuff, 117 control, 106 FERA. So he profiles really nice as like a really good number 3 starter for most teams. And that's very useful. Like look at that. Yeah, almost at under 30% hard hit rate is insane. So he's just really good at like guys can't square him up properly for whatever reason. The changeup in the majors is 16.4 swing strike rate. And then you can see on the pitches, if you're watching on YouTube, which I highly recommend, you can see John's new pitch grades. So John developed pitch grades. So each pitch here, 100 is league average. You can see the fastball 119.4 is good. The changeup is 111.5. So those are both very good pitches. The sinker even 107.5. As sinker getting a 60% ground ball rate on that pitch. So those are good pitches. So John, you want to talk about the grade a little bit?
Yeah, there's a whole article up. I did it Saturday morning. I did it in like 45 minutes, thanks to the power of the AI bots who will eventually ruin everything. But for now, they're helping. I mean, incredible. I had the idea. I developed the thing. I put it on the dashboards. I wrote an article about it before my wife got out of bed. I was very proud of myself. So yeah, they take it's results based though. So that's what you got to worry about, because 146 changeups here, that's not where you want to trust it, right? It's their swinging strike rate in there, strike rate, ball rate, expected WOBA against. All that stuff really not solid until you've thrown several hundred pitches. So got to be a little bit careful about it. But it takes all the things that I value most, results based though. It's not just how much does it move, whatever. What's the stuff plus? Stuff plus is a part of it, but you want a little bit bigger of a sample. But sure, yeah, like a 119 fastball, that's going to come down, right? It can't be that good at 92.8. But it's a good sign early on. People aren't seeing it clearly, like the stuff you highlighted. The guy, nobody could square him up. I mean, it's all really good signs. So yeah, the pitch grades are going to be very useful. I'll be talking about them a lot.
Yeah, Emmanuel Clase like. Hopefully he does not gamble on what pitches he's going to throw.
I think they learned their lesson in Cleveland.
Doc, you got anything on Parker?
I'm in. I don't have any shares, but I should have been in. I like him.
We have ADP data on him finally, although this dashboard is wigging out. Hold on, we gotta zoom out and refresh.
I have a bunch of new shares of Parker Messick for like $2 or $3
Nice.
because he's not sexy, so nobody wanted to throw arbitration dollars on him. But that's like the perfect type of league for him because he's not going to give up a lot of homers.
Right, for sure.
So good new player.
So he's a standard league pitcher this year, ADP around 300, probably what, SP 60 or something like that. I don't know. I could look it up.
Let me tell you where I've got him.
All right.
Give me 2 seconds. I'll pull him.
I'll tell you where the drafters are at. SP 85 in NFBC drafts this year behind Olsen, Ober, Henderson, Senga.
That's good value. I've got him at 53, man. That's good value.
Strikeouts are probably not going to be great though, right?
No, but he's not. He's going to have a good K- walk, or he's going to have a good WHIP. So because he's not going to give up a lot of walks, and then he's going to have a low ERA because he's not going to give up a lot of home runs. So that's going to be, and he's going to probably pitch a lot of innings because he's always, like the last few years, he's been one of the leading innings guys in the minors. I've got him right behind Tyler Glass now in my rankings.
Wow.
So
behind Casey Mize, he's 40 picks behind Casey Mize. That's pretty wild. I'm in too. I like him.
Yeah. Parker Messick team right here. Number 4, we've got a DSL guy who actually made it to A-ball as a 17-year-old, John. So there's going to be F scores for him.
Goodness.
It is Juneicker Caceres. And you're going to spell like June like the month, and then Eicher, Iker. The last name is tricky. Too many C's. Caceres. Like that looks like a Greek god name or something. Like Ares, like Caceres, god of war here. But he's got a 107 hit tool already on the F scores with a 103 speed, a 143 age-adjusted WRC plus. The dude only had 130 plate appearances.
And there's your problem. There's our problem with an age-adjusted WRC plus, right? This guy starts with like a 125 or something like that. Mm-hmm. For being 17, you get 15.
And it's also a smaller sample size will affect it. But he had a good year this year though. In 244 at bats, he had 4 bombs, 7 steals, and had like an 84% contact rate. So it's a good player. You got a little bit of power, you got a little bit of speed, you got a great hit tool. 12.4% walk, 12.1% K rate. So he's basically like these other Guardians middle infielders, except he's an outfielder. And he's actually got some power and some speed to go with the great hit tool and great plate skills. So I'm a Juneicker fan. Doc?
Yeah, man. I'm just as excited about him as the others.
It's 6:30 where you're at, Doc. You got to stay awake for a while longer.
I just flew in here last night, so I'm still on 9:30. Yeah, man, I don't know. Just like trying to drum up enthusiasm. He got caught stealing so many times. He's not even going to steal bases. I'm not excited at all. This is way too high of a ranking.
Ross loves him. Ross is going to be
Ross
sad
has been wrong. You know what Ross said about Maikel Garcia early season when I was calling the breakout? By the way, #1 Garcia calling guy. He called him, what's the guy's name? Dario or whatever his name is. Dayron Blanco.
Oh, no.
He said that Maikel Garcia was no different. And I said, I guess we'll find out. We found out. Anyway, Juneicker Caceres is the next Dayron Franco with less stolen bases.
I like Juneicker. Good hit. If you have an 84%,
he's 18. There's a whole future.
Ball as a 17-year-old. That's crazy.
I'm not going to condemn a kid. He played this season largely as a 17-year-old. So, yes. But I just don't know what to think.
I can't believe I've gotten myself here. We're talking about dudes. It's a Wednesday night. Is that what it is?
Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday night. I'm here talking about 18-year-old dudes that we won't see in the major leagues for 3 years, absolute stone minimum.
So you're on my side. You think that this is a bad rank?
No, I'm not going to say anything bad about Tim. He's done so much for me.
You have to say bad things about people.
You can't say that if you're all over Braylon Doughty. He's older at the same level.
Braylon Doughty will be in the bigs,
and he's a pitcher. He's going to throw his arm out. How are you going to be pro Braylon Doughty and then down on Juneicker when one guy could throw his arm out and be dead, and then another guy? one guy could be Daniel Espino, and then the other guy is a hitter, so that can't happen.
So, how many names have we gone across in this list that are Braylon Doughty? 1. How many names have we come across this list that are Juneicker Caceres? Almost the entire list.
He's an outfielder at least.
Scarcity.
Shortstop.
Yeah. Okay.
Number 3 is Ralphy Velazquez. I actually pushed Ralphie. This is wrong. I actually because I'm doing my prospect rankings right now, and John is like trying to push me to get it out. What? No.
Yeah, for sure.
I pushed Ralphie ahead of Chase DeLauter. So actually Ralphie's number 2 now, but for the sake of this list that I wrote up, we'll just leave him here. So just take that for a grain of salt, is that Ralphie's ahead of DeLauter now. But Ralphy Velazquez had an amazing second half. I don't think he's going to be a catcher. I think he's going to move to first or like left field or something long term. But this dude is absolutely ridiculous. Look at his AA stats here, John.
Holy cow.
You're at the end of the season.
Yeah, the second half you're talking about. Yeah, wow.
Yes. So if we move the slider to 715, which is roughly like the second half.
Yeah,
right?
let's go over here. This is a little bit better.
Yeah, we have to. This second half was absolutely insane for Ralphie.
So here's the August and September. A 701 slug in August.
Yes. So what's the
what
slash?
Did you want?
I want you to bring up the slash from like 715.
Okay. Yeah, 325,
right, so look at that.
408, 581.
325, 408, 581 with 10 bombs in the second half. That's insane. 1.6 stolen base attempt rate. So this guy, yeah, he's not going to steal. But Ralphie he's going to be my number 44 player in my rankings update. And this dude can hit the ball. He's had a max EV of 115 in his career. That was last season because he was an A-ball last year. And he also had a 105 90th percentile last year. So we have to assume that those exit velocities are only better this year. We just don't have the data because he wasn't there this year. And he had a 16% barrel rate last year. And all of those things happened as like a 19-year-old. He was a 20-year-old this year in AA, 158 age-adjusted WRC+, 114 power, 103 hit, 100 discipline, 91 speed. And my comp to him, yeah, look at that. My comp for him is lefty only Victor Martinez. Look at that. He's literally got the Victor Martinez swing. Check that out again. Yeah. And he was a catcher too, like Victor Martinez. Look at that. Boom.
Victor Martinez is like guy who like history has forgotten. Nobody talks about him.
He was awesome, man. Victor Martinez had like 5 to 10 really good seasons.
Did he die? Isn't he dead?
No, what?
No, he's alive.
There's no way he's dead. He's just not doing anything. He's just like retired chilling. So can't blame a guy for that. He made good money.
He's 46. He's only a few years older than Verlander.
I thought I remembered some.
He's like the same age as Rich Hill.
I thought I remembered a tragic death for Victor Martinez.
That's Jose Fernandez, the other Spanish name. You racist.
You're right. Yeah.
Yeah. So Ralphie's great. Amazing second half. Top 50 prospect for me, Ralphy Velazquez. What do you think, Doc?
I think that we're on the same page. I think it's just interesting how he came in and there was a lot of hype and I didn't get it, and then he completely bottomed out. I'm like, great, another prospect I don't have to pay attention to. Then he popped off on like Scout the Stat Lines rankings, and I'm seeing him here now, and it's like, you can't deny it. The kid, I feel like his face, like he like looks older. He's only he's only 20. On Victor Martinez's page, I'm like, dang, no, he is old. So now he's only 20. He's a lefty hitter, 6'3", 240. He's chunky. He's making good contact. He's not striking out that much. He's taking a lot of walks. I mean, even when he bottomed out, he wasn't striking out of control. So maybe you could have seen this coming if you were wiser than I was. But 22 homers this last season. You'll love to see that. At AA, he actually got better, it looks like. So I'm not sure if the hype's fully caught back up with the kid. Might be a great buying opportunity. No, he's not a catcher. He caught one game in 23, and then they said, it's not going to work out. So he's a first baseman, maybe stick him in left type of guy. Definitely what they need with a team full of Jim Carrey carcasses. Jim Carrey carcasses. They need a Ralphy Velazquez and a Jace LaViolette. That could be fun. He He could be up like this. He could be up this year as like a
21-year-old. Yeah,
probably
he'd be 21.
Probably more likely later in the year, but yeah.
I was going to question your thing about him playing the outfield, but I guess he doesn't look that slow. Looks pretty athletic.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just reading the stats. Like something that nobody does when they're projecting positions is like look at the positions the team is playing them at. I'm like, well, like that's where they are giving him reps. Why would you waste his time out there? Of course, sometimes you just want them to get.
Oh, he had outfield appearances.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They've been sticking him in a left a little bit, but he's like, he's that kind of guy, right? It's like first base, DH, stick him in left field. Yeah, sometimes they won't even stick a guy in left field. Like, so that's like a step up, I guess.
John thinks I just make things up. No, like I know where he's playing, man. I look at this stuff. I'm looking. Literally, I write articles every week on the top prospects. So
I just know that you can make stuff up and you'll never be held accountable for it because that's the game.
Obviously, I'm holding him accountable for it. Look at me. I'm ready to friggin' box anyone when we disagree.
No, I know, but if we say anything about Ralphy Velazquez right now, if you say he's a future Hall of Famer, by the time he's not, nobody will remember. So
I'll remember.
He's a future.
Don't think I'm ready to hold grudges.
He's a future. What is the Hall under the Hall of Fame? The Hall of Very Good. He's a future Hall of Very Gooder like Victor Martinez. How about that? Right. So number 2, aka number 3, because I switched their spots after like when I was doing the rankings, is Chase DeLauter. So Chase DeLauter is actually still like a top 60 prospect for me. He's very good, just very injured. Finally debuted with the Guardians in the playoffs. Yes, exactly.
I remember.
We have to assume because he debuted on the playoff roster that he's going to break camp next year. Even though I could have sworn, like I would have bet one of my kids that he was going to debut this year. So good thing I didn't because I would have lost. But Chase DeLauter, very, very good player. Great contact rates, like 80% contact rates, high 80s zone contact rates. He's got a 107 90th percentile EV last year, 110 max EV. So he hits the ball hard. And he hits the ball hard. He makes good contact. Like this is just a really professional hitter. He hits a ton of extra base hits, 34 extra base hits in 81 games over the last 2 seasons. But again, the problem is he's only played in 81 games over the last 2 seasons. So if this guy's healthy, he's going to be a very, very good outfielder that will hit maybe like 280 with 25 home runs, a bunch of doubles. He's not going to steal bags, but he's not going to strike out too much. But you could get like Brian Reynolds numbers or something from Chase DeLauter, I think, if he's not hurt.
He is so not durable that the model can't even say anything about it.
Yeah, he's bad. He's not quite Daniel Espino, but he's borderline.
No, it's not that bad. That's a bug in the script. I thought I had them all fixed, but
I think that Victor Martinez had he finished second in MVP voting in 2014. Did you know that?
Oh, love
That's pretty crazy. Like nobody knows that. Nobody's thinking about it. That's not even that long ago. 2014.
See, my Victor Martinez comp is spot on. I used to draft Victor Martinez in fantasy leagues.
Rest in peace, buddy.
Yeah, he had a good run. Friggin', he's been murdered by John. Chase DeLauter, yeah, man. Like you can't develop if you're not healthy. And again, like he's been big for a while, due to him being a human being who has certain size. So I just don't imagine that the lower body injuries plus the good size being very conducive towards stealing bases moving forward. And, he used to offer that at some point. Yeah, you can tell for a while he's kind of stopped that even despite having originally good speed. So, you're kind of banking on him being able to play. How many games did he play this last year? He, what's this? This is hide partial rows, please. Thank you very much. 42 games. Yeah. Just like not happening, man. He can't be this high on a list. If you're doing pure abilities and like imaginary worlds where availability is there, then yeah. But like, Ralphie's definitely above him. Good correction on that. And I mean, I sell him anytime he's healthy and crushing. Sell because unfortunately, what I don't know what DH him.
What do you think's wrong? I mean, aren't there all kinds of guys that had three early years of just getting hurt and then it's totally
3?
behind them.
I mean, it's like his whole look. I'm looking at his college career. He was 16 games, 26 games. This is like year. Okay, so it looks like he actually did a full year of college in 21.
I mean,
Okay.
he's still only going to be 24 next year, so it's not like he's like
Yeah,
26 or 27.
But in college, so he went 16 games, and then like he did a full season, and then in 22 he did 24 games. This is not full season, and then he did 23. He had 57 games. 24 he did about 50 games. 25 he did, that was including fall league actually. And then so not even that, he did 39 games, and then 42 games. Like, these are not good. These are not close to good numbers. If this was a pitcher, it'd be like it's like Daniel Espino. It's like this guy's giving you like 20 innings a year.
Is it all the same injury?
No. Okay. So here, I actually had already Googled it. Here's his injury history. He broke his left foot in college at James Madison. Then in 2024, he refractured the same bone. So refractured the same as that foot, and then had to get without corrective surgery that time. Then he had a sports hernia in early 2025. And then after the sports hernia, he broke his hamate fracture from getting hit by a pitch. So that one's not his fault. That was his last injury. It was getting hit by a pitch and broke his hamate bone. But yeah,
it's like, bro, at some point, though.
This is why he's not running, is because he broke the same foot twice.
No, of course.
Or his bones? Like, can you have brittle bones?
He definitely has brittle bones. Like, I consider me a doctor. They call me Doc.
Yelich, there you go, John. Yelich was hurt a ton when he was young. And then Yelich has had a pretty. I mean, like Yelich has still had injury seasons. Even Aaron Judge. Remember, Aaron Judge used to be like the injury-prone monster.
Great example.
So I mean, like, there's a chance that he doesn't get hurt again. But like, yeah, it's a gamble. It's a coin flip. Like, flip a coin. Be two-face. Heads or heads.
Yeah, I'm on Tim's side of this one. I think I'm 2-1 Tim.
Again, it's okay to be wrong, I guess, but like, I mean, you can just see that like this is not correct. Like Yelich, for example, when he was 19 and A-ball gave us 122 games. 2012 did 107 games. Like, he already smashing DeLauter records in his first couple of seasons. So as bad as it was like we're in like really uncharted territory. Hey, listen, prayers up, Lord Jesus Christ. I pray for DeLauter's health. This is a human being, a young man. Unless he's a bad dude and you need to punish him, then that's all you've got. But if he's like a good, decent human being, he's trying his best, then we pray for his health, because there's a great ball player in here. But in terms of a dynasty value, I just can't endorse this. And by the way, amen. But I cannot endorse right now like a top 10 ranking for a guy who's not on the field.
Grace abounds not by faith, or sorry, not by works, but by faith. So
that's what you're gonna need with Chase DeLauter.
Yeah, dip that foot in some holy water here. Let's go. Number
I think
one.
It's an interesting conversation of just because you're injury prone, but I mean, Doc goes back further than my thing does. He made a good point, but sure, I tend to buy on the injury prone guys, but I don't play dynasty, so
yeah, unless they're pitchers, I would say for hitters.
Yeah.
Number one on the list is Travis Bazzana, top overall pick last season. It was hurt last year. I'm not. Hey, are you dipping Bazzana? I mean, I guess I am dipping Bazzana a bit compared to where I had him last year, but I've got him at like 25 overall in my prospect rankings, just because he's kind of like, I don't know how real. And this is my concern of him when he was drafted, is like he had 26 home runs his junior season out of nowhere. Before that, he was like 12 homers. Then all of a sudden he had like 26. I was like, I don't know if this power is real. It was with a metal bat. It was in the Pac-10 or whatever the heck Oregon plays in nowadays. But you can see the EVs were not that great this year. Like 89.3 average EV, 102.1 90th is below major league average, 102.9 max. So I tend to think, 56 barrels. I know, but it's a small sample size. But I tend to think that the power that we saw his last season of college is not like that. I think he's maybe got average power, but he obviously has a good hit tool. He obviously has some speed. So it's like, what does that make him? Like a really good second baseman, but will he ever be a star second baseman? I kind of doubt it. As Travis Bazzana. I mean, like, he's going to be really good. So, but I mean, like, he's good enough to be number one ahead of Ralphie, who I really like. But second base also sucks. So he's going to get some points because second base is so terrible for fantasy baseball. But, you know, like, I don't know. I just there are a lot of guys that have moved past him in my rankings over the last year.
He was the number one pick last year, right?
Yes, 2024.
So that must mean something. I mean,
Yeah. Well, I mean, they could have picked JJ. It was between him and JJ Weatherholt, apparently. But Weatherholt was coming off injury, and look how good Weatherholt was this year. So, I think Weatherholt is better than Bazzana, but I'm a Cardinals fan, so call me biased. And I've seen Weatherholt a bunch of times, but his hit tool is just so good, and his play skills are so good that and he hits the ball really, really hard. So I'm a big Weatherholt guy, but Bazzana's good. I mean, I think he's gonna be a very, very good player. But do I think he's going to be like a superstar? Do I think he's going to be as good as like Ketel Marte? No, I don't think that. He's going to be like maybe a more consistent Ozzy Albies, I think. So
I think that's probably underrating. They're different builds, right? I mean, I get it. You want to knock him. He's Australian. That's totally understandable. Like, what's that?
Oi.
Why did
Aussie, oi, mate.
Oi, maybe a dingo ate your pop. He doesn't have much pop as we thought he might right now. But I like him. He seems like he's an all-around pretty safe bet. I think he's almost underrated right now, actually. Maybe the development isn't going the way we wanted it to, but it's not like it's a catastrophe by any means, right? Contact skills look pretty solid. He's stealing some bases. He's hitting some home runs. It may not happen overnight. Obviously, he's fallen behind in terms of like the hype of obviously Nick Kurtz and JJ Weatherholt and other guys, but he's a lefty. It's just, again, let's just say if he was given these kind of results in like the Yankees organization, I think that there'd be like tremendously more hype. I think the fact that you're in Cleveland reduces your sex factor. Now, if they were still the Indians, different story. That's a sexy thing. Great logo. But the Guardians, what are we guarding here? We're having fun here at the end of the episode. Travis Bazzana, a little underrated right now. I do actually recommend him as a dynasty buy. I was almost able to get him in one league. Like, surprisingly, I didn't even really try my best, and it was like it's just like not a buy you want to make by giving up your favorite prospects. But I do think that there's a high chance he starts projecting into this 2020 profile next year, and at that point, here's the real problem. People paid like out the wazoo in an FYPD for him. So unless you're
430 ADP for redraft, that's absurd, right?
I mean, he'll be up this year.
I think there's a solid chance he's going to play half the season. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, like the team is like always finds a way to like be fine. So he'll like at worst, even if he's developing his power and not sure on the base pass, like he'll like probably trip his way into like 12-12 with like. He'll be like a fine for like picture this, like if he played if you prorated his production for a whole season, I think his worst rookie performance is like 13-13 with like 70 runs and 60 RBIs. Like if you prorated it, kind of deal. I think he'll be like fine. At the very least, he's like a fine second baseman. And for a rookie, that's great. Now I think his upside is much higher than that, though.
Yeah, I've got him in my redraft rankings. Let's see where
with good ratios.
I've got him number 17 in my redraft rankings. So, even though he's probably only going to play partial season, that's where I got him. So
it'll be fascinating to see where he goes in our new league because there's no FYPD sunk cost in there. So we'll find out some of where his market value is lying.
Yeah, I mean, here's the question, John. Would you rather have Travis Bazzana or Brandon Donovan? Like, what Donovan's going to do, and he's going to play, but like Bazzana could do maybe the same thing in half of a season, and then you just fill
He's
in
got more power than Donovan.
Guy. Yeah, and then
I guess I didn't realize he was in AAA for 40 games already. So I would take Donovan if you're going to give me what will they accrue the whole season, and you have to start them all year. Like I'll take the.
Oh well, if you have to start them all year, what I'm saying though is if you draft in most leagues, if you draft Bazzana, you can play someone for the first like 2 months and get some sort of stats, and then Bazzana might have the same kind of, home runs and stolen base total over 2/3 of a season that Donovan can get over a full season, and then when you add on top of the other guy's stats on top of that, getting your bonus.
How often does it happen that? And, it takes them 2 months to get up, and then they just are terrible for. I mean, we talk about the first 100 plate appearance thing a lot. Like a lot of these guys.
Go draft Nolan Gorman and then Bazzana. You hope Nolan Gorman is good. Yeah. If he sucks, then he gets benched, and then you got Bazzana up.
But he might be terrible for the first. I don't know.
Yeah.
This is a dynasty thing. We're not talking about redraft too much, but yeah. So he'll be up. We'll see him this year as long as he stays healthy. So that'll be fun.
All right, that's the podcast, everybody. So follow me on the X thing at Fantasy Ace Ball. Follow Doc at Doc Eisenhauer. Subscribe to the YouTube. Follow John at John PGH. Subscribe to the podcast. Do ratings, reviews. Tell John how sexy we all look and how great Doc looks in his Santa hat. And then please, somebody comment. I want to see someone comment about the Epstein blocks behind John. Please, someone do that for me.
Yeah, I need an explanation.
I don't know, dude. The color coded blocks. It looks like it's the only color in your whole thing. You got black and white, and then you have these little colored blocks behind you. A little Epstein-ish. I don't know. Nah, you got kids. I'm just messing with you.
All right.
Anyway, subscribe to MLB Data Warehouse so that you can use all these awesome tools as they continue to develop. John keeps making more and more stuff. We had some ideas we were talking about the other day. So it's going to keep rolling. We're going to keep spitting out new stuff, new stats, awesome things. So subscribe to MLB Data Warehouse. Peace out, everybody. We'll see you next time. Indians.